And the first thing is that Ukraine will be able to receive 100 Rafale F-4 aircraft, very powerful French radars, 8 air defense systems, SAMPT, 6 launches each.
With this agreement, we continue to count on the rapprochement and on the integration of our defense industries in order to continue to support Ukraine, the modernization of its armed forces on the front line, and which are the first line of defense for Europe and for dissuasion against aggression.
Agreements have been prepared, and today important documents are being signed on a significant strengthening of our defense capabilities. And the first thing is that Ukraine will be able to receive 100 Rafale F-4 aircraft, very powerful French radars, 8 air defense systems, SAMPT, 6 launches each. Well, these are details, probably technical details for someone, but for us it is important. Each launcher, all this is the protection of every life. This is very important. And of course today we will talk in detail about how we can reactivate diplomacy, the negotiation process, the pressure process on Russia, in order to create the necessary conditions for peace, a worthy peace for Ukraine, for Europe. And even in the Rafale program we are considering the possibility, if we are technically ready, then at some point the co-production of these aircraft parts.
Aujourd'hui, nous franchissons une nouvelle étape.
Today, we're entering a new stage. With this agreement, we continue to count on the rapprochement and on the integration of our defense industries in order to continue to support Ukraine, the modernization of its armed forces on the front line, and which are the first line of defense for Europe and for dissuasion against aggression. And we're doing so in the long time. Also declaring that the capacity to regenerate the Ukrainian army is a critical element for the security of all of us. Then there is the acquisition, by Ukraine, of up to 100 Rafale jets, our last-generation fighter jets, with complete equipment. This is a new generation that is opening after the deliveries of Mirage 2000s decided several months ago, accompanied by the training of pilots. And so we will deploy this acquisition commitment of 100 Rafale fighter jets, along with the training and production programs that accompany it. In the face of this persistence by Russia, of this intransigence, these unacceptable attacks against civilians and on critical energy infrastructure, also in the face of what has become an addiction of Russia to war, we remain determined and strong-willed for peace, and for a just and sustainable peace, meaning one that preserves the legitimate rights of Ukraine, its security, and that of all Europeans. I also welcome the signing of a €475 million, $551 million approx. Contract between Alstom and the Ukrainian Railways for the supply of 55 locomotives to Ukraine, financed by the World Bank and the IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. These locomotives, which will be manufactured in the Territoire de Belfort department, are another concrete manifestation of our long-term economic and strategic partnership in support of a key player, the Ukrainian resistance. The European Union should continue to provide foreseeable and stable financial support to Ukraine in the long term. We will achieve this, including if we have to explore new avenues, just as we were able to in other cases that require it. I'm thinking especially of common debt in the context of the pandemic. This will both be a strong signal of support to Ukraine and toward Russia, which should not believe that it can bet on the fatigue of Europeans. I would like to conclude by underlining once again that Ukraine belongs to the European family, not only in terms of its geography, but also in terms of its values, its history, and its courage. The path to the European Union will be demanding. It will require deep efforts and reforms, especially in terms of the rule of law, transparency, governance, and the fight against corruption. I trust the determination of the Ukrainian people to carry this out, and I trust President Zelensky to do so. Each day has its own struggles, and I hope that peace will be obtained by 2027.